Alright, this is Andrew with Jodha Home Inspections. Today is July 31st, 2024. We're at 24 North, 100 West in Tooele. We have the camera pushed out 127 feet. We're not yet to the city connection. I've hit an offset that I can't get my camera past, or some sort of blockage. As my camera was going down, I hit something pretty solid. It didn't feel like a root because of how solid it was. I'd recommend having a specialist clean this out and see if they can unclear a blockage to be able to further evaluate this line. But oh, there we go. Starting to see a little bit now that the water's dying down. So this is an area that has at least some newer pipe here. I hadn't seen any new pipe until that section there. And so I'll pull it back slow and see if we can see any more. So it looks like it's already transitioned back to the old cast iron line. So it does look like there's been some sort of repair made, but even with the newer line, there's something going on that needs to be repaired. Otherwise, waste can get stuck right there, and that can create a blockage where it can back up into the house. Looks like cast iron so far through here. The issue with cast iron is it gets really rough and rusty. Eventually it will need to be replaced. You could have this line coated where they clean it with a chain cutter, and that kind of cuts off all that buildup and makes it smoother. And we're not able to see this entire line since I was hitting that blockage. And so it would be important once you have that looked at to look at the rest of the line if possible as well. So starting to go through some standing water here. Looks like some waste as well. So this is a belly or a flat spot, and the only way to fix bad grade is to dig it up and re-slope it, which can be very costly. Another flat spot here, just enough to cover my camera head, so now it's getting a little deeper. So interesting thing here, we're 73 feet out, which I don't think is enough to hit the city line, but it looks like something's feeding into this line. And so I don't know if the unit towards the back of the property feeds in from a separate line, or if this line might be shared with a neighbor. But I don't think at 72 feet out that we're far enough to hit the city connection. A lot of times the city will have a map showing where your line runs, and you could reference that and get an idea of how long it is. But if it was disclosed that a repair was made, there's no repair within the first 72 feet. And so I would assume that that's some sort of a shared line. And the downside with that is, first, you can't control what the neighbors are putting down. And then second, some insurance companies won't cover shared lines. Pretty decent size offset there. The left side, that's a spot where waste could collect and create a blockage. Good grade through here, it looks like, at least. I would recommend getting the insurance on this line at a minimum, but ideally you have parts of this line dug up so that you can re-slope them properly and take care of those offsets. So another line feeding into this line, which makes a lot more sense at 30 feet out. Now we're getting closer to the house or under the house, and so I would expect to see something like that at this point. tell if that's a root or just hair and debris caught in the line. Very good. I'm going to end this recording now.